Hey everybody, this is Daniel and Kelly from fitnessblender.com, and today we have a 1,000-calorie workout for you.
So we're going to start off with a nice light cardio warm-up, then we're going to move into a body weight HIIT workout, then we're going to tackle our cores, and then we're going to move into a total body strength training workout, and then finish up with a cool down and stretch.
So as you can see, we have every single part you need for a workout routine, and we're going to be hitting your body in multiple different ways and every single muscle group you can think of. So you don't need to do any other workout after this one.
Yeah, so prepare to be sore tomorrow. Grab a water bottle, keep it on hand, turn on some music that motivates you, put on some comfortable clothes, and get ready to work hard.
All right, everybody, let's go ahead and get started with our warm-up. We're going to be doing each one of these exercises for 30 seconds apiece. Kelly will be doing the slightly lower impact version because I lost the rock, paper, scissors today. So I'll be doing the harder version all through this entire routine.
All right, so we are starting off with side step pulls. So, nice and light to start. Here we go, so pull.
So when you're doing this, you want to contract those arms as tightly as you can as you step back and forth. So it's a little bit of a side lunge, but the main thing you want to focus on is getting a nice tight squeeze of that chest, that upper back as you move those arms back and forth. Just keep those lungs
10
open.
seconds left. We'll switch to high knee pulls. All right, here we go.
So nice reach over top of your head. You want to get as much range of motion as you possibly can. So drive that knee up, crunch down as you pull those arms down. Get those muscles warmed up. Keep those lungs open, just moving under control. You should never swing or kick those legs or arms.
All right, next up we have a crossover toe touch. All right, so plant your feet. You're coming down to one toe, then back up. So starting off nice and light compared to what we're going to be doing in another few minutes here.
Since these are a little bit more of a stretch, less of an actual muscle engagement, you want to take your time with it. Don't bounce, don't move quickly. Slowly move into that stretch, get a good stretch on it, and then come right back up again. Keeping those legs relatively straight, slight bend in that knee.
All right, next up we have a toe touch swing. So staying on one side of the body, come up and then back. So if you have trouble with balance, just stop right here in the middle, or you can also hold on to something. Otherwise, try to up and then behind your body too.
The slower you go with this, the harder it's going to be. So you can use a little bit of momentum and swing a little bit faster to get that stretch. If you want it to be more of an exercise, move nice and slow, crunch down, try to reach that toe as far as you can.
All right, opposite side now.
So switch that leg.
How many times have we kicked each other? I think over the years.
Quite a few. Unintentionally, of course,
Yeah.
of course.
And are you sure about each one of those?
At least you said it was unintentionally.
About 10 seconds left. We'll go to walk downs. Two, one. All right. So walk your hands out one at a time. So you get a nice stretch through the backs of your thighs here.
For the harder
Your
version,
upper body.
sorry. For the harder version, go ahead and throw a push-up in at the bottom. Just a little extra work out of it.
All right, about 5 seconds, and we're gonna switch to squats. All right, so feet shoulder width apart. Only go as deep as you feel warmed up to do. So if you're still warming up, you can keep it nice and shallow. Just focus on your form.
Mm-hmm. Also, like Kelly said, focus on that form. You want to do this just like you would if you were using weight. Just because you're not using any weight above your shoulders doesn't mean you can let that back round. So you want to keep that back perfectly flat. Try to mimic the angle of that shin and the angle of that upper chest as closely as possible.
Right, alternating lunges. Here we go. So dropping down right between those 2 feet. Again, keeping your back nice and straight.
The longer you step, the harder it's going to be. So for that harder version, just really lengthen that stride, but try to keep your weight even between your front and rear leg. and move as smoothly as you can.
All right, next up we have a boxer shuffle. So now we're getting into higher cardio. Slowly work ourselves up. We have just a few more, and then we'll get into the HIIT workout.
So you should feel your breathing rate increasing slightly. You should feel your body start to warm up a little bit. You might even be starting to sweat a little bit depending on how warm the room is that you're standing in. But that's what we're going for. We're trying to get that body really nice and warmed up, get that blood to flow all the way out to those extremities and back in.
All right, so we're gonna kick it up a notch just a little with butt kickers here.
So again, harder version is just a little bit faster with this one.
Oh yeah, sorry. Right here.
Kelly,
If you're trying to...
overzealous.
I am a little bit sometimes, only during the warm-up. Take out the jumps. All of these, it can be just slight modification, and it becomes a low-impact workout.
Keep those lungs open.
All right, next up we have Switchfoot Jumps. So Daniel's going to show you the harder version. Otherwise, just step your feet out one at a time.
So this is basically a lessened version of a jumping lunge. So you don't jump as far, you don't split those legs as far apart, you move a little bit more quickly.
All right, jumping jacks in 5 seconds. Here we go.
So again, Kelly's doing the slightly easier version, lower impact, and I am doing a traditional jumping jack. So nice and quick. Keep those arms and legs nice and rigid. You want to keep those arms as straight as you can. You don't want to do a jumping jack like this. Make those arms have to work.
10 seconds.
Sorry. If you concentrate on contracting that shoulder nice and tight, you shouldn't feel any pain with this.
All right, so that is it for our warm-up. Keep your feet moving. We'll be right back for the HIIT workout. All right, for our HIIT workout, we're doing 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off for 8 different groups of exercises, 2 exercises per group. We're doing AA, BB twice through for each group. So without any more blabbing, let's get started. It's 3 squat jacks plus a jump. So remember, watch Daniel for the harder version.
So you want to try to stay down nice and low while doing those squat jacks. 3 of them in a row, and a jump. All right, back to that boxer shuffle. We've got to do the same thing over again before we move to the next exercise.
So even during your active rest, those are active rests, so keep your feet moving. Here we go.
All right, start again, same thing.
Make sure you're starting with a different foot each time if you're doing it like me. Go up on your tiptoes for extra work without extra impact. All right,
now we're moving to the other exercise. So this one is going to be a plank jack knee. So down in a plank, either off those hands or those knees, or those elbows. 1, and then tuck that knee. Otherwise, follow along with Kelly.
So if you're doing it with me, instead of doing a hop apart, you're doing 1 foot at a time, then that knee up. There we go.
All right.
There's 1.
Back up.
3.
Nice big full breath.
2,
Try to recover as best you
1.
can.
Here we go. Keep your stomach pulled in. Make sure you're not holding your breath. 5 seconds left. All right. Now we're going back to the squat jacks plus the jump.
All right. 3 squat jacks.
2,
and a jump.
1. Here we go.
Try to stay low.
Five seconds. 2, 1. All right.
All right, same thing over again. My calves are burning.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right. 2, 1. Here we go.
those lungs open. Whew.
5 seconds. All right. All right, back to that plank jack plus a knee. I'm not trying to brag or anything, but I'm really happy with the coin toss result.
Yeah, I'm sure you are. All right, plank jack and a knee.
Watch your shoelace.
I see it.
Keep it going. 5 seconds left. All right, quick rest. What do we have next? Oh, I'm not gonna tell you. 3, 2, 1. Here's our last one of these.
Drive that knee up underneath you as far as you can.
3, 2, 1. All right, hop back up.
Oh, well,
Next up, we're doing a 3, 2, 1 jumping lunge. So a countdown jumping lunge. So extra special torture here.
So 3, 2, 1, jump and switch, or doing Kelly's version, nice slow step.
Just 5 seconds left. All right, one of those down.
Man, my calves haven't recovered yet. They're burning like crazy. Do what you need to get through them.
1. Here you go. So a fun way you can use this, you can actually work back and forth between the two versions we're showing. So do it the hard way, the way that Daniel's showing, for as long as you can. And then when your endurance starts to waver, switch to this until you feel strong enough to do that again. All right. Next up we have burpees.
All right. This will be a rest, right? Burpees are good.
Yeah. There you go.
All right.
So for the low impact version, we're just breaking it apart one step at a time. Putting a calf raise at the top instead of a jump. All right.
Whew.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Make sure you're stepping back with a different foot each time.
That full burpee for the harder version. If you want to make it even harder, add a push up at the bottom.
2, 1. All right, back to those 3, 2, 1 lunges. Halfway done with this group already. 2, 1.
2, 1, jump it. Yeah, that burns.
They're hard.
There they are.
Okay, just one more of those. It's always okay to take a quick break. Sometimes just a 1 to 2 second rest can make all the difference. And anytime your form is starting to suffer, you need to stop and take a quick break until you can do that exercise right again.
And remember, your goal isn't just to keep up with us, it's to do better than we are. So we aren't the pinnacle of fitness. You can get better, I promise.
Okay, last 2 sets of burpees.
All right.
Yeah, if you can move faster than us, by all means do it. Because in the end, we have desk jobs. We're only wannabe athletes. It's a good thing for anyone to want to be. All right, one more of those. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. This next one is gonna make your legs burn like crazy. This is a Sumo ski squat combo. So, watch Daniel for the hard version.
So you start with a sumo squat, nice and wide, squat down, jump those feet together, squat nice and close, jump back out. So do it nice and quick.
Those kill me.
Yeah.
Just do as many as you can before you have to take a quick break. 3, 2, 1, here we go.
Keep that back flat.
Over halfway. 5. And there we go. All right. This next one, you're going to drop down to the ground. We're doing toe touch get-ups. You have room? So come up, tap your toe, arms out overhead. So you're doing a crunch to even get up. All right, quick rest.
Woo. Shake those legs out a little bit.
All right, give the leg a break for just a second at least. 1, here we go.
All right, back up.
To those Sumo ski squat jumps.
Back to the fun ones.
Are you excited? Halfway.
Alright, I quit early on that one. I quit early on that one, I cheated.
That's okay. One more. You'll get a second chance.
Yay!
Yeah.
Keep those lungs open. Keep that back flat. Move nice and smooth.
Alright, toe touch get-ups. So last 2 of this round, and then we just have one more round left before a water break. Alright, here we go. Halfway. Right. One more. Oh, this is fun. Is this fun? This is fun.
Oh, this is lots of fun, yeah. If your idea of fun is a root canal.
No way. It's a special kind of fun.
This is a special kind of fun. At least after this, you feel accomplished.
Yeah.
After root canal, you just feel swindled.
You really just compare our workouts. Good.
All right, one more group to go until we get a bit of a break.
Side squat pops. All right.
So I'm sticking to one side. I'll switch for the other side.
So Daniel is exploding on this foot.
If you can call it that.
It's a tiny explosion at this point. But you can keep that foot planted if you're looking for low impact.
All right, so now we're switching sides.
2, 1, here we go. Five seconds. Right. Next up we have a surfer burpee. So, regular burpee, but you come up sideways, kind of side squat. Here we go. Oops. Five seconds left. Alright, just about 2 minutes left till your water break, so try to hang in there. 2, 1. There's halfway. 2, 1. Alright. Where are we at? Side squats?
Yep.
Side squat pops. 3, 2, 1. Here we go.
I know you're gonna have a tendency to want to put those hands on those legs to help. Keep them up. Make those legs do all the work.
2, 1. Alright. Shake your legs out.
Last
5
one of these.
seconds. Here we go. That's halfway already. Alright. Last 2 rounds of surfer burpees. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Halfway. Alright. One more.
Last one.
2, 1. Here we go.
Oh, to jet just in time.
Halfway. 5 seconds. Alright guys, grab a quick drink of water. We'll be right back with the other half of this HIIT workout. Don't sit down and don't hold still. We'll be right back. Alright guys, we're back with the second half of that HIIT workout. We're starting off with high knee drops. So, get a 5-second lead, make sure your feet are still moving.
So again, follow me for the harder version.
So 3 high knees, and then you drop. Halfway through already. Make sure you're leading with a different leg each time. Alright, there's one down.
Alright, so once you get used to that cadence, it gets a lot easier. Slow it down if you need to until you get that cadence down.
So some of these make you feel a little bit uncoordinated, but that's kind of part of the point. So we're not just challenging your lungs or your muscles, we also want the communication between all of those things to improve. All right, there's one. All right, next up we're going to be doing tricep dip kicks. That was almost a...
Yeah, we might have to bleep that up.
Yeah. Here we go. It wouldn't be the first time. So you're dropping back, keep your elbows in, close to your sides, they're going straight out, in line with your body, and kick up a leg each time.
Try to keep those elbows pulled behind you as much as you can.
There's one.
Whew.
Arms are shaking already.
Take your time, keep your breath, or keep your lungs open, keep breathing.
One. Sounds like we might need...
I think we're both getting tired already.
Hydrated here.
It's pretty bad.
I can't even brain anymore.
I can't brain anymore, my brain is already braining. Alright, keep going. Alright, back up. You got one more round of each. Start back over with those high knees.
2, 1, here we go. Remember, you don't have to go as deep as we do in these squats. If you have to, you can limit your range of motion. Just do the best you can with proper form. Alright, just one more of those.
Try to recover as best you can on these short breaks. Make sure you're alternating legs. So start with that left leg one time, next time start with your right.
All right.
Tricep dips again.
Up.
3,
2,
1.
Make sure you're not holding your breath. 5 seconds left. All right.
One more.
Shake your arms out.
All right, back up and start it. Remember again, try to keep those elbows pointing straight back behind you. Try not to let them kick out to the side.
2, 1. All right, pop back up. Next up, we're doing jump squats plus front kicks. 2, 1. Here we go.
So regular jump squat, when you land, one leg comes up. Jump squat again. Same thing on the other side. Whoops. Try to do both simultaneously. That's not gonna work.
I'd like to see that. We'll get back to you on that. 5 seconds.
I need more energy than I've got.
Here we go. Okay, next up we've got Stutter Jacks. So this is a great cardio move. It's also good for your coordination.
Work on that brain here.
So if you're with me for the low impact version, just step your foot out, and you're doing half of the arm movement each time you move your foot.
Otherwise, follow along with me. Jump those feet halfway out, arms come halfway up, and then same thing on the way back down. All right, one more time of those.
2, 1, here we go. If you want to make this harder, but without adding impact, you can even squat your Bend your knees a little bit, turn it into a low squat, shallow squat, whatever you need to make it hard enough for you. All right. Jump squats plus front kicks. Are you good to keep going?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Awake?
Yeah.
2, 1. All right, quick break.
Same thing over again.
3, 2, 1. Here's the last one of these.
Oops, I missed calls.
Sorry. Keep it going.
Whoops, forgot to turn that off before we started filming.
Okay, here we go. One more of those? Yeah?
That was the second one of those, right?
Okay. My bad.
So it's Stutter Jacks.
There you go.
Just so you know, Josh, you just called me.
I figured it was my mom. It's halfway through. Pick up the pace as you get the hang of it. All right, just one more of those.
Keep those lungs open, recover.
2, 1. Ten seconds left. 5, 3, 2, 1. All right, next up we're doing superhero push-ups. So you're gonna drop down on the floor. Do a regular push-up, whichever version you can manage. We'll be showing 2 different versions. And then after you push up, you're lifting an opposite arm and hand.
Try to keep those shoulders and hips parallel to the ground when you do it.
This definitely challenges balance, so if you need to, you can just lift one arm or leg at a time. Alright, one of those down. 5 seconds left. Here we go.
Keep those lungs open. Keep those core muscles nice and tight. Again, trying as best you can to keep those shoulders and hips parallel to the ground.
2, 1. Alright, here we go. Next up we have star jumps.
Oh, star jumps.
Yay!
Yay.
That's good. That's fine. Just push through it. Which is really easy to say when you're not the one doing star jumps. You're doing a good job.
For all of those who think that Kelly should do the harder version next time, give us a thumbs up.
Yeah. You're gonna rally against me. Alright, one down.
You're in trouble.
I know, yeah, I'm kind of worried now. Here we go.
Nice deep squat. Jump it up, get those arms and legs out. Nice and wide.
If you can only get your leg up like this, it doesn't matter. Do what you can. You can always hold on to something for balance if you need to. 2, 1. All right,
back to those push-ups.
Here we go. We're almost done with this HIIT section.
It's under 5 seconds.
Right. You can always hold a plank here for your active rest if you're feeling brave. Tall plank, whatever you want.
All right. Back up for those star jumps. Those feet moving. Start them up.
Halfway done already. Keep going. Alright.
One more. Once we're done with this, we have one more group to go. Then we get a break again.
Here we go. Five seconds. All right, like Daniel said, this is our last HIIT group. Starting off with up and out jacks.
So start with a traditional jumping jack, out to side, and up in front. Keep those arms rigid. Nice full range of motion. All the way up over your head. Each one.
5 seconds. All right.
One more of those. Keep those lungs open.
3.
Keep those shoulders tight. Arms rigid, legs rigid. Moving as quickly as you can control.
3, 2, 1. All right. Next up, we have pop squats. All right. Here we go. Down and up.
Nice quick pop to center with those feet. Otherwise, dropping down in a regular or sumo squat.
2, 1. All right.
And one more of those. And we start them back over.
We should count how many squats we did over the course of this entire routine by the time we're done.
Go to that happy place, get it done.
Halfway. Three, 2, 1. All right. One more time through for each of those. Starting off with these up and out jacks. 3, 2, 1. Here we go.
Focus on that form. Keep those lungs open. Core muscles tight.
Over halfway.
You shouldn't just be going through the motion on this. Every muscle through your body should be tight.
Alright, quick break. Just a little bit over a minute left for this HIIT. We're almost done with this part. 5 seconds. All right, last round of pop squats.
Last set of 2 of pop
Yeah,
squats.
sorry.
Just keep it going. Nice deep squat with a flat back.
Three, 2, 1. All right.
All right, last one.
Okay, here we go.
Keep those lungs open.
Five seconds. Keep going if you can. All right.
That's the end of the HIIT portion of this routine. Keep those feet moving. Go and grab a drink of water. Take a little break if you need to. Otherwise, we'll be back to start into our core section. All right, everybody, let's go ahead and get started with our abs portion of this routine. We're doing each exercise for 50 seconds with a 10-second break to move to the next exercise, just one set per exercise. So let's go ahead and get started with our first exercise.
So we're starting off with a single leg jackknife. So go ahead and lay flat on your back, arms over your head. And we're coming up one limb at a time, opposite hand to opposite foot.
Reach up towards that toe as high as you can. If that other arm kind of comes up with you, that's perfectly fine. You just want to try to get up there as high as you possibly can, really reaching for that toe. Keep that leg nice and straight, or as straight as you can. Some of you might even feel a pull in your hamstring while you're doing this, a little stretch in your hamstring.
That's halfway. Yeah, if you don't have the same range of motion as us, that's perfectly fine. Just do what you can. Ten seconds.
Ooh, getting a good burn going.
3, 2, 1. Wow, yeah. Our abs have been working this whole time, so this is definitely a burnout round at this point. So next up, we're doing swimmers.
So arms, legs out all the way, alternating left leg, right arm, and opposite. Just alternating back and forth. You can do an easier version or a harder version. Looks like Kelly's going for the harder version.
For a minute.
Keep those lungs open, keep those arms and legs going.
All right, there's halfway.
Oh no.
So you should feel this in your lower back, your shoulders, and your butt and thighs. It's a great total body exercise. 5, 3, 2, 1. All right. Next up, we have bicycle crunches. So flip over again. 2,
Hands behind your head.
1.
So with bicycle crunches, you're actually doing a nice big, either circular or elliptical motion with those feet. Not to be confused with a crisscross crunch, which is very similar, but very, very different at the same time.
Ooh. Make sure you're not holding your breath. Find a breathing pattern that works for you. You can inhale on one rep, exhale on the other.
Ooh, that is a good burn.
2, 1. All right, flip it over again. Next time we're doing heel taps. So, do you have room? You good?
Yep.
2, 1. All right.
Elbows by your sides, arch that back up, tap those heels, stretch them out.
So again, this is lower back and your butt and thighs. It's really important to not neglect your back. You can't do just ab workouts and expect to come out with okay consequences. You have to work these muscles equally.
If you overtrain your abdominal muscles, you're going to start rolling your shoulders over forward, and you're actually going to start shrinking down and starting getting a really rounded back. So you want to make sure that back is just as strong as those abs.
Got about 15 seconds left. Three, 2, 1. All right, relax. Roll over. This time we're doing a Russian twist.
So back nice and flat. Feet out in front of you as far as you need to for counterbalance. Lean back and rotate back and forth. Easier version is keeping those hands in nice and close. The further you extend those arms out, or if you use weight in your hands, the harder it's going to be.
Yikes.
Nice, slow, controlled motion. Try to get as much range of motion to the left and right as you can.
There's halfway. Oh, jeez. Oh. These are brutal. These are hard work. These 1,000-calorie routines. You feel so accomplished when it's over, though. 5 seconds. Okay. Right, next up we're doing a back bow pull. So, have your arms out straight, completely stretched out. So come up, then pull your arms back. Then straighten them back out, and come back down. So lift up again, pull, squeeze your shoulder blades together, come back down. $20 seconds left.
Try to keep those legs nice and straight the entire time. If you don't want to lift those legs up, you don't necessarily have to, but focus on getting more of an arch to that back.
5 seconds. Oh, okay, next up we've got plank steps. So you can do this harder by sticking to a regular plank right here, or you can go to a tall plank. It makes it a little bit easier. Out, out, in, take that same foot and go out, out again. So you're leading with a different foot each time.
The wider you step, the harder it's going to be. And the closer you are to a full push-up, the harder it's going to be.
So if you get tired, you can even come here, out, out, in, that half plank. Great. Next up, toe touch pulses. So you're flipping over, legs straight up in the air. You're going up towards those toes, but stay at the top of the range of motion and just pulse there until your muscles burn out and you have to relax, back down to the ground and start over.
If you can make it all the way through this full 50 seconds without pausing, then you must have the strongest abs. Or most...
Yeah, let us know if you do that. Don't you hate it when something becomes a competition and then you're like, well, I'm in it for the long run.
Try to keep those legs straight. Whew, man, that burns.
Just a tiny range of motion. You're hardly even moving. Just make sure you're not using jerking motions. Is that how you did it? I did it. I actually did that fast. Okay.
Yeah, side hip raises.
Alright, side hip raises. So pick a side. You can do the hard version like Daniel's showing, or stick with the easier version. Do whatever you need to challenge yourself the most. So you should feel this right here in your sides, your obliques.
Oh man.
And remember, you can always go back and forth between these two versions, doing the hardest one as long as you can, and then switching back down to the easy one when you get tired. About 20 seconds left.
Ouch.
Alright, 10 seconds. Oh. 2, 1. Alright.
Oh man.
Switch sides. This is our last round and then we're on to the strength training. Just a quick strength training portion for the entire body. It's going to be fun. It's going to be my favorite part.
It's nice and slow.
you go?
Hiding.
Halfway. Seconds. 10. 5. 3, 2, and 1. All right.
Ouch.
Okay, so grab a quick drink of water. Again, don't sit too still. Don't let your muscles get cold. We'll be right back with that strength training workout.
See you in just a second. All right, everybody, let's go ahead and get started with the strength portion of the routine. I hope you had a nice rest break because we're going to start getting you nice and tired again.
All right, so we're going to start off with a little tiny bit of cardio just to get our muscles nice and warmed again. Our heart rate's back up since we spent some time laying on the mat doing some core workouts. So just get your feet moving, just anything, get the blood pumping again.
So keep those lungs open, just kind of move around however you need to. Remember, we're going to be using those shoulder joints, we're going to be using those hip joints, knee joints, ankle joints, basically everything. So kind of do a little bit of movement to get the entire body warmed up again and get those, especially those upper body muscles, ready to do some work.
So all you're going to need for this is dumbbells. We are going to be doing 10 reps of 8 different exercises in groups of 2, A, B, A, B. So this is total body, and we're going to spend that last bit of energy that we're assuming you have left. So, are you ready?
Yeah, I think I'm ready.
Okay, so go ahead and grab your dumbbells. We're starting off with squats and overhead presses.
So I'm going to be using 15 pounds for this.
And I'm going to grab 9. So even when we tell you what we're lifting, it's in no way a recommendation of what you should be lifting. It always depends on your own strengths and weaknesses.
And remember, after almost done with a 1,000-calorie workout, you're going to need to drop the amount of weight you typically use for a strength training routine. So don't expect to go into this using the 100% of what you normally use for a strength training routine. This is
more of a burnout endurance workout. So like you said, don't judge yourself if you're lifting more than normal. Or less than normal, sorry. All right, you ready? Here we go.
Okay, so nice squat, drop down nice and low, and then press over top of your head, and that's 1 repetition. We've got 10 total. Keep those lungs open, nice slow range of motion. Keep that back perfectly flat with that squat. Keep those core muscles engaged.
There's number 5.
It's halfway through. Already starting to feel a little tight burn. So with strength training, the idea is to fatigue those muscles to the point where those muscle fibers actually start to rip a little bit. It sounds terrible, but that's the point.
And they come back stronger.
Exactly. When they reheal thicker, stronger, so you can lift more weight the next time. And it's hard to break them.
All right, now we're going to be dropping down to the ground. We're going to be doing a pullover in a bridge position with kicks. So, of course, we're working everything at once because we like to make the most of your time working out. So, we good there?
Mm-hmm.
Actually, let's go at an angle. All right, so press up into a bridge so your weight is in your upper back and your heels. Now you're going to be bringing the weight right up above your shoulder joint while kicking out a single leg. Now lower it. There's 2.
Try to keep those hips up nice and high.
All right, 1 more on each side. right. Now, back to those squats.
You ready? Mm-hmm. I'm using the same weight for both of these, so.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
All right, start them up.
So whatever number of repetitions you're doing, you should pick a weight that makes the last few repetitions really hard to complete without sacrificing form.
And keep in mind too that a traditional strength training routine where you're really trying to kill those muscles is a little bit different than what we're doing with 1,000 calorie. This is going to be a little bit more base strength and more toning than straight mass building. So you don't want to completely overtax your system, especially if you're already tired. The more tired you are, the more likely you are to get injured. So you have to really be careful with your form.
2 more. And honestly, at this point, if you don't have equipment, you have done enough that at this point, these exercises and body weight are plenty.
Yeah.
So, all right, so back down to the ground, and we'll be done with our first set. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right, here we go. This 5.
It's the last one, right?
Yep. All right.
All right.
So, next up, we're doing a Deadlift Fly. So, this is kind of a range of motion that is not necessarily always strong for a lot of people, so you might find you're lifting pretty light. That's okay. I'm using actually just 3 pounds at this point. My muscles are toast. So,
all right, I've got 10. So nice flat back, tip straight over from your hip only. Slight bend in that knee, arms come up and out to the side, then right back up again. That's 1 repetition.
squeeze those glutes on the way up. Usually you'll lift a lot heavier for a deadlift, but like I said, at this point, after all the work your lower body has done today, you're probably going to feel it even with a small amount of weight.
Right. You got 8, is that what you're on?
Yeah.
Gotta double check. Alright, last one.
Alright.
Relax.
Switch them out. Now we're going for a chest press plus a leg drop. So I'm going to do 12 pounds per hand for this one.
And I'm going to be bumping up to 30 pounds per hand for this one.
Okay. Alright, so hands up above your shoulder joints again. And we're getting both feet in the air. Now bring your hands down. And I'm doing a single leg drop, Daniel's doing double. Just let one leg drop at a time. Same rate that you let your arms come down and back up.
So if you have a bench, we'd suggest using a bench to do this exercise. You can get a little bit more range of motion on those arms. But otherwise, this will do just fine. I think that's number 8. What do you want?
I think this is number 8 right here.
Okay.
But I could be wrong. An extra rep is better than one short.
Oh, that's right.
All right. Here we go. All right, so back to that Deadlift Fly. Make sure you drink lots of water when you're done with this workout. You've probably done tons of sweating, so it's going to be important to make sure you hydrate. Okay, you ready?
Yep. All right, I'm using the same weight, 10 pounds. Nice flat back, out to the side, and back up. Remember, you can have a slight bend in that knee. Just try not to go too much of a bend.
This is number 5.
Mm-hmm. Keep those lungs open. Concentrate on that form. One more. And let that relax.
And one more round of those chest press, leg drops, and we'll take a quick break again. You're so close to being done with this routine. Alright, you ready?
Yep.
Here we go. Don't kick me.
If that leg drop is getting a little bit too difficult, just cut it out and focus on that chest press. Keep those lungs open, no holding your breath.
One more on each side.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here we go. All right, so we're gonna take a very quick break this time, and we'll be right back with the very last portion of the strength training as well as your cool down and stretch.
See you in just a second. All right, everybody, let's go ahead and finish up this strength portion of our routine. We're gonna be starting right back in with a lunge plus a curl, so go ahead and grab your weights for that one. I'm gonna be using 20 pounds per hand.
I've got 12 pounds per hand. All right, ready?
Mm-hmm. So just lunge out, curl, and then right back up. Same thing on the other side, or other leg anyway. We're alternating a lunge, curls gonna be on both hands.
Halfway already?
Two
more
more
on each side. Alright.
And let that relax. Alright. Next exercise is going to be a ski squat plus a row and a tricep extension. So kind of squatting down to that ski squat position, and then you're gonna kick those elbows back as a row motion and then a tricep extension. All right, so I'm gonna be using 10 pounds for this one.
We've got 9 pounds per hand. See how this goes.
All right, so starting from a nice upright position, you're gonna squat down, chest tilted forward a little bit more than normal, elbows up, kick those hands back, down, and then stand back up. So you're gonna have to hold that squat for a pretty decent amount of time. That's 2.
There's halfway.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm moving through my repetitions faster than you.
Is that 7?
That's 7.
Right.
2 more.
Alright, last one.
Wow. Ooh, that's a good burn of those quadriceps.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
I'm going to move down to 9 pounds per hand for this next exercise.
Curl. All right, so lunge, supposed to curl again.
All right. Are you ready?
Ready as I'm ever gonna be. And remember to switch legs each time. Keep that torso as straight up and down as you can. Also, be sure that elbow is directly underneath your shoulder. You don't want that elbow kick forward.
Three more.
Last one.
Right.
Ouch.
And go down again for tricep extensions. To 6 pounds per hand. I could feel myself starting to cheat last time.
All right.
Are you ready?
No. All right, let's get it going. Finish them up. Two down. Keep those lungs open. Keep that form clean. Remember, you might need to lean a little bit further forward than you would for a traditional ski squat.
Here's our halfway point. My legs are shaking like crazy.
Mine too. That's what you get for doing a HIIT before you do strength training. Two more?
Yeah. Last one. Okay, we are finally down to our very last set. So, I'm going to be going with 3 pounds per hand for this one. These exercises are again ranges of motion that are not necessarily very strong. You good?
I think so.
Alright, so we're going for calf raises plus lateral raises first. So, standing nice and tall.
Feet just about shoulder width apart. Come up on those toes. Raise those arms about shoulder height. Right back down again. Try not to let that heel completely touch. Keep those calves engaged. Right back up again.
So if you are completely tuckered out at this point and your balance is done, you can always do this with no weight, holding on to something for balance. So you want to make it nice and slow and controlled. You're not looking for a quick motion. So 6.
7.
Oh, good.
Uh-huh.
Last one. Right. Very good. Now our next one, we're doing a side lunge plus a ventral raise. So same idea, different direction with the arms. I'm going to stick with 3 pounds again.
Good. I think I'm going to drop for this one down to 5. My shoulders are getting very, very tight.
Okay, ready?
Mm-hmm.
Here we go.
Those toes slightly turned out. Hands come up just about shoulder height.
Two more, just one on each side. Here we go. Ooh, okay, one more of each of those left. Calf raises and lateral raises.
All right. I'm going to try to get those shoulders a little bit more in these lateral raises.
Okay. Ready?
Ready.
Here we go.
Up on those toes, bring those arms up out to the sides.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm regretting my decision.
Ooh. 3 more.
One more.
Yeah.
Whew.
Right. One more. Shake out your arms if you need to. Roll your shoulders a little.
Whew.
Ready for your last set?
Ready.
All right. Here we go. Up in front and to the side. Start it up.
Keep that flat back.
Two more on each side. There we go. All right.
Okay, drop
Every
those
muscle
weights.
group is officially dead.
Good luck washing your hair tonight. We're sitting down tomorrow.
Beware of stairs. All right, so
Even
now
the
we go.
able-bodied will be using the handicap stall.
Yeah. Start swinging your arms around, moving your feet around just a little bit. We're gonna take our heart rate down slowly. Oh, it feels good now it's done.
Yeah, just like you were saying. It's torturous going through it, but when you're done, you feel nice and accomplished, and you feel nice and tired, and I guarantee you're going to sleep well tonight.
Yeah, really.
You want to start going into some specific stretches?
Let's go for a toe touch stretch first.
Okay, regular toe touch, or you want to do wide toe touch?
How about a medium toe touch?
Medium it is. Keep those legs as straight as you can. If there's a little tiny bit of bend in your knee, that's okay, as long as you feel it in your hamstring. But you want to try to get those legs pretty much locked out when you're doing toe touch.
So, however flexible you are, respect it. If you aren't very flexible, that's perfectly fine. Just don't push to a point where it hurts. Just press slightly into that tension.
Right.
No pain.
If you've got really tight hamstrings and the furthest you can get is to your knees, then you're doing exactly what you need to do. As you get more and more flexible, as you start to limber up, you can go down lower and lower, but don't try to touch your toes and bend your knees just because you're trying to touch your toes. You want those legs locked out no matter where you get to.
All right, now stretch the inside thigh here. Go ahead and grab your arm and pull it across while you do this.
So you want to drop your hip down towards that straight leg. You should feel it through the inside of that thigh. Grab behind that elbow, pull across. Should be feeling it across the back of that shoulder blade.
switch sides. All right, let's go for the quads. They're very shaky, I can feel them already.
So heel to butt, same arm as leg. Squeeze that heel as tight as you can. Keep that torso straight up and down. Pull that knee back behind you as far as it'll go. Should feel it right through the front of that thigh. Maybe the front of that hip, possibly even the lower part of those abdominal muscles. But most people will only feel it at the top of their thigh.
All right, go ahead and switch sides.
And remember, if you need something for balance to keep you upright, by all means use it. Don't try to do it freestanding like we are, unless you can control it and hold that stretch nice and steady. Especially after doing all these exercises, those calves, those ankles are going to be really, really tired, so your balance is going to be shot compared to what it would be normally. So don't feel bad.
All right, now let's stretch our hip flexors. So step back with the leg, and when we're at it, let's pull, stretch out our triceps, grab your elbow, and pretend like you're trying to touch in between your shoulder blades.
So should be feeling it obviously through the back of your tricep, but also through the front of that hip, so in front of that hip flexor on the leg you have behind you.
Switch sides.
Same thing, just in the opposite arm, opposite leg. Now as you start winding down from this routine, remember you need to go and hydrate yourself as much as you possibly can. So lots and lots of water. Make sure you get a good meal in. This one, even though you're trying to burn a lot of calories, you still want to make sure that you are recovering as best you can. So if you are thinking you're going to skip meals or go and eat a salad, that couldn't be worse of an idea, because you need to make sure you get enough carbohydrate in, enough protein in to heal and recover from this routine.
I'll walk out to a downward dog. Starvation does not work, and it completely wrecks your metabolism. So, I mean, if you're looking for a quick fix in the way of extreme workouts and very little calorie intake, you're basically making it so you're going to struggle with your weight for the rest of your life, and your health is going to suffer, your body's going to suffer, your mental health can suffer. So make sure you're nourishing yourself, because exercise and food, neither one should be a cause for negative feelings. You know, they're fuel for a healthy life.
Mm-hmm. You should never look at food as an all or nothing kind of situation, or one type of food is off limits where the others are fair game.
That one leg on your body.
Okay. Pretty much all of those diets that try to restrict, like say, you can't eat carbohydrate, but you can have as much fat and protein as you want.
Vice versa.
Or vice versa. If you are an athlete, if you are someone who wants to be healthy, if you're someone who's looking to try to get to the fittest point you possibly can, every single one of those macronutrients, fat, carbohydrate, and protein, all need to be equally represented in your diet.
Not equally, literally. But
right.
but they're all important.
Yeah, they all need to be there to some extent.
Villainizes one of them, that's a red flag, usually. So, yeah. I mean, eat well and eat often. I have found that the more I've eaten, the easier it is to stay lean. It helps to. You have to eat well. You have to eat healthily. No packaged foods, no garbage, no diet supplements, no meal replacement shakes, no garbage. Just eat real food, and it goes a long ways.
Your body's is specifically designed to eat real, unprocessed food. If you start getting into shakes and supplements and stuff like that, your body isn't designed to take that stuff in. So though you might be able to absorb it really well, you are missing out on a vast array of other vitamins and minerals and phytonutrients that just aren't there in a pill or a supplement. So there's nothing you can do better than just eating natural whole foods.
Any other stretches you want to touch on?
Yeah, maybe deep glute and a cobra shell stretch, something like that. I always like those.
Actually, let's make sure to switch our calves too. So if you want to just plant one foot on the floor and act as if you're trying to get your heel to the ground, you should feel a nice stretch through your calf.
Or you can do it in the style that I am, where you actually have to lift yourself up. It's a little extra work, but it does force you to get a little extra stretch. Switch.
Okay.
So keep in mind, anytime you do any kind of physical activity, it doesn't matter if it's really light, low impact work, it doesn't matter if you're doing strength training or high intensity interval training, all of those types of activities damage your muscle tissue and your tendons and ligaments to a certain extent. So all that damage builds up scar tissue, and that scar tissue will limit your range of motion. So stretching will help you gain that range of motion back. So if you neglect your stretching, you're going to find that you're going to start losing range of motion very, very rapidly, especially if you're doing high intensity interval training or traditional strength training. So stretching is very important. You never want to cut it out.
Alright, you want to finish up with a deep glute stretch?
Sounds good to me. Alright, on your back, one leg crosses over top of the other. Grab the leg that's on bottom, behind the thigh, not in front of the shin, but behind the thigh, and pull it in as close as comfortable until you start feeling that stretch through the glute of the leg you have crossed over top.
Alright, switch sides.
And just take some nice deep breaths. Just try to let everything else relax as much as you can.
Okay, let's go for a full body stretch.
So arms and legs out in opposite directions. Press those hands and feet away from each other as you arch that back up. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, let it relax for a second. Do it a few more times. So inhale, arch it up. Press those hands and feet in opposite directions. Let it relax. One more time.
Yeah.
All right, inhale, stretch them out. And let it relax.
Awesome.
Well, we hope you guys enjoyed this new 1,000-calorie workout. We're hoping to get out a lot more in the new year, so be looking for those. Other than that, this workout is complete.
Woohoo!
See you guys next time.
Thanks, guys.